Armed with Noah's loot, the Light Warriors visited Un's shrine to awaken the next disciple of Archmage Noah from the dream world. Upon awakening, Un reaffirmed that their next objective was to acquire the great ship, capable of crossing mountains, before handing the Light Warriors the Fire Fang, the third of 4 magical artifacts required to bypass the statues. Accompanied by Un, the Light Warriors then headed underwater to explore a cave filled with treasures, then headed to their proper destination as the adventure continues.
I'm enjoying this party so far, though. It's very different from the type of party I would usually use. Normally, my party would be... I would normally have a bit more of a conventional 2 magic users, 2 fighters. So I have physical offense and survivability that's decent, while also having enough magic. So not only so I have magic, but so there's more variety to the game as a result of me having magic instead of just hitting things. I have a lot more tactical options and a lot more diversity that I can bring to how I solve situations. And that's just more interesting to me. But this team is fulfilling versatility in its own ways through their weapons. And they have other advantages as well, such as not needing to rely very heavily on magic points, so I don't need to fight very conservatively. I can go all out every fight. I don't have to worry about running out of resources along the way and conserving myself, and then maybe struggling near the end as a result of running out of magic. There's people here. The cave walls collapsed in the earthquake. Our advanced party should be beyond, but... well, then they've been in there probably for weeks and have most certainly died. The cave was filled with adamantite, so we can't proceed ahead. Oh no, see, there's this thing hanging out right here. Right where those frickin' explorer guys are. This thing is just hanging out. And if we're to account for things such as all the times we've slept at the inn, the earthquake would have happened weeks ago. It's not like it's something that would have just happened the other day. Yet I feel like the game consistently treats it like, oh, this was a disaster that just happened, that just occurred yesterday. And just ignores the idea of how much time has passed on your journey, or has likely passed. I want to talk to that last guy. Hello. We're excavating the ancient ruins. That was not useful. Leave it to me. If I strike it with the rock from the dream world, even adamantite should vanish into the cleft of dimensions. It's dangerous, so watch from over there. It seems like a rather extreme solution to this, but okay. You'd think maybe we could dig under the adamantite and cause the adamantite to collapse or get out of the way, or just climb over it or something. Gasp, pant. My age is catching up to me. Go on, hurry ahead. Noah's gift to Zand, life as a human, was the best one of all. Zand didn't understand. Or it's not the best of all, and the game is just trying to be preachy and pretentious about stupid crap. The Cave of Darkness is north of Amur in a mountainous area with many valleys. The 4 fangs can destroy the statues of the ancients that Zand is using. Zand should be in the Silk's Tower beyond the statues. Okay, we got a little bit more lore. I don't know if we had to wait until destroying the rocks to get that. But we have it now. We're getting so close to leveling. My capacity points are still not super amazing. But I might be able to get a little bit more good stuff. Ooh, treasure. Hello, thing. Attack! Destroy him! Bring death to this dragon who dares confront us! Because fire arrows totally make sense against a fire-breathing dragon. I never liked that dragon sprite. It just looks weird, or derpy, or something that just unappealing about it. It's supposed to look large and intimidating, but I just always thought it was kind of funny looking. 1200 experience. I have 51 capacity. What can I do with that? It costs so much to go off Bard into anything. Monk can then switch to Viking for a lot cheaper, though, I believe. That's what I did last time. You currently have my most hit points, though, so I'm less concerned about you getting anything. You also could become something that's better for that, but I could just give you double defenders. Get your vitality a little bit better. 38. Get it at least higher than the bards. You, on the other hand, first of all, I don't think White Wizard is any more useful for becoming anything good. Karateka! And there's 5 to go back. Protect Ring. And now we advance. Get more Reflect Armor. We don't really need that, but okay. We can sell it for more money. Oh no, enemies! Hello. Attack! Oh no, I forgot to put you in the right row. Let's set things up better. No, keep your defenders. Just waste them. And then confuse. Stop his attack for the round. Cure the confusion. But he still won't get to do anything this turn, and now he's paralyzed. And then slashed up. Dragon chopped into pieces by dual-wielding swords. Skill up, skill up. You need 5 to go back. So I effectively have 17. Well, the next battle will definitely level him up, so let's take your Protect Ring and give it to Gadia, and this time keep it on him. Hello? I have a feeling something extraordinary lies in these ruins. Every painting found in the ruins has what looks like a gigantic ship on it. Oh, the Great Ship! A band of merchants snuck weapons and armor out of the ancient ruins and are selling them. Okay. Alright, we have an inn there, and here we have the shops, where you sell a bunch of stuff I don't need. And the armor shop, where you sell a bunch of stuff I don't need. And I don't think I've really found much of anything to sell, other than the Reflect Armor, which I don't believe I'll be needing another one of those. That is what Gatai has, right? Yes, sell that. More for the inventory space than the money, just to make sure it doesn't get full. Now, there's an inn right here, so I'm gonna get the level up real quick, because then I can use the inn to rest and get Azure back his magic points once he switches back to a hunter. No, you have your, yes, you cover us by singing it into confusion while the rest of us get into position. Oh no, it didn't work. Our diversion failed. And then Gatai got whipped in the face by the dragon's tail as a result. Switch to the Loki and just fight. Or sing. Sing is just the bard's fight command. For some reason it's sing instead of fight. I don't know if it maybe affects without a weapon. Like, if they don't have a weapon equipped, do they still perform a ranged attack because they're singing? I don't know. That would be neat if that's the case. I don't know if that's the case, but that would be an interesting characteristic of the bard if true. Not that there would really be much of a reason to be attacking without a weapon. But still. Level up, levels all around, and Gadia even got a skill level, so he could go back to Geomancer easier, which will probably be handy at some point because evidently it costs a Geomancer ridiculous amounts of capacity to switch to anything that has solid vitality. Flame Mail, still the Flame Mail. We've gotten upgrades for armor and arms, or helmet and arms, but I'm pretty sure the flame mail and the equally powerful ice armor are the strongest body armors that the hunter gets throughout the entire game. It's kind of ridiculous, but because they're in the back row, it suffices. Because the rows make that much of a difference. And now we rest. Get Azure his magic points back. While Un just continues to complain about further delays caused by us doing that and then resting, making us take even longer to do what we need to, even though Dorga had said before that he's dying of some illness or whatever. We're just taking our time, leisurely strolling along and doing what we gotta do. No urgency whatsoever. I want the Loki. And you should have fire arrows. Yeah. Actually, no, against one enemy, I'd rather just use the defender. The ancient sword is more for when there's lots of enemies and I need more crowd control. Ow. Doo-doo-doo. Same with the Lamia harp. Ugh. Oh, this battle is not being kind to him. But that's okay. We got this. It's only a minor setback. Arrow, ignite the zombie dragon that's more of a skeleton than is a zombie. Wow. Gadia woke up on the wrong side of the bed. We slept at the inn, and he just lost all his luck. The horoscope was just like, you're gonna get fucked up today. And then he was like, can we hold off on the excavation expedition until tomorrow? I'm really not feeling it. As he says this as he's reading his horoscope. And then Un walks up, hits him over the head with her walking stick, and is like, no! We've had enough delays with that stupid undersea cave that helped us, that we had no reason to do. You've wasted enough time already. We're moving forward immediately. And then Gadia's just like, well, I mean, horoscopes are just superstitious nonsense anyway, so he shrugged it off. And then the very next battle with that dragon, everything goes wrong. And he's just like, I really wish we could have just held off on today. But Un wouldn't let us. The others would have been like, sure, buddy. You're not feeling it. We shouldn't push our luck. But Un's just like, now! Now! You've wasted enough time. Now you have to make up for that by pushing forward despite your stupid crap. Oh no, that guy's cured. I'm still not entirely sure how tough these guys are, so do that. Arrow! These things just won't die. But I confused one. And then hit the wow. These guys have too much magic defense for Gadia to be of any use. Okay, cheer again. Fight. Fight. Terrain. Gadia would probably be better off fighting, especially after those cheers, but I imagine Terrain probably gets more skill points. And he didn't, and then he's the one who didn't get a job level up anyway. Great. Hello, Treji. Black belt. That would have been useful 5 minutes ago when I had a karateka. Hello. Ow. We fought so many dragon zombies, you'd think we would be wise to their ways, but we were not prepared for 2 dragon zombies. You cheer. You attack that guy. You switch to your ancient sword. Try to paralyze that one. And then Gadia, just do what you always do. Ow. Including getting punched in the face on your off day. There you go. It's canon now. That's happened 3 times. We haven't seen Terrain fail in so long, and just now it's happened 3 times. It is officially canon that Gadia is having a bad day after he slept at the inn in this place. Everything has been going wrong. Just fight. Save yourself some pain. And paralyze him. And we can't use the blood sword on these guys to get tie some hit points back because they're undead. So a draining sword like that would automatically miss the enemy and cause damage to the attacker. He was woken up. Oh no, the confuse didn't work, but it's okay. Let's just finish the job. Got a skill up. There's his skill up. And now, cure. Get everybody over 1,000. And now into this door, we find another treasure. A chakra hat. That is also for the karateka. More surprise attacks, but we can handle it. Switch weapons. Go to Loki Harp. We need more damage in this situation. Oh, nice crit, Gatai. We haven't been seeing many crits. Oh, nice. Actually nice. I wanted to do it sarcastically. But, and I was just about to say I wanted to do it sarcastically, but Gadia just dealt the most damage in this round. But then right as I was saying that, Azure came up and just completely stole all of Gadia's glory with that arrow. High potion. We have plenty of those right now. How's our experience looking? 8,000. Another treasure room. Attack! Attack! We've dealt with this battle enough times already. We know how to deal with it. Oh, this time we get the first strike. This dragon zombie is much lazier than his kin. Or her kin. It's difficult enough to tell the— Jesus! Gadia! It's difficult enough to tell the gender of a dragon normally. But doing it with a skeleton would be that much more tricky. Rune Bell. Unequip the Guillemon, 73 up to 88. Neat. And I'm pretty sure the Earth Bell is the one that causes paralysis, so I want to keep that. And it's stronger than the Guillemon. But if the Guillemon was the one inflicting a paralysis, then I would rather have the lower attack power on him because he's not using his weapons to deal damage. He's using his weapons to paralyze enemies, if I'm attacking with him at all. That's more my reason to attack with him than damage. If I want damage, I'm just gonna keep using terrain. And hope for the best. As the best doesn't happen! Again! I think we've seen that I think we've seen terrain fail more times in the last 10 minutes than we've seen throughout this entire run. Because he's having a bad day, like we established. All three of them keep getting their job level ups together, and Gadia is just lagging behind, just like with his normal level. He can't be a part of the group no matter what type of levels we're gaining. Elven Glove, or Claw, or whatever. We're getting a lot of karateka upgrades, which would definitely be appreciated if we were using a karateka, but we're not. So, they're just money. Except for the chakra hat. We want to keep the chakra hat. Because the chakra hat boosts vitality. I remember that from the last time I played this. So if we have that with us, we can, and we become a karateka to level up, we can just get that little bit more. Blood sword. Quick, Gatai! Stab the corpse while there's still some life left in it to get, like, 1 hit point back. Switch back to your defender. You know, the party member always lags a little behind and kind of stutters a bit. And with somebody like Dash or Princess Sarah, it's a bit weird. But with an elderly lady, like Oon, I feel like it makes a little bit more sense to have her struggling to keep up. Try to confuse him. You attack that guy. You try to paralyze this one, and you try to paralyze that one. Break! Kaka! Paralyzed! Just in time, Kaka! Paralyzed! Da-da-da-da-da! Oh, that one missed. Good job. And that one's paralyzed and Kaka! Confused. Now, Try to confuse the one that has nothing on it yet. While the rest of us gang up on that top guy. And because they're pretty much all debilitated at this point, I'm going to unequip the Aegis shield to maximize the damage on this guy. As he sees the opening. He saw Gatai place his shield aside, and then the guy was just like, that was my chance! And then just wrecked him. Alright, now this one's paralyzed, this one's confused. So everyone attack this one! Blood Sword! Get some health back. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da! Damage is so much higher when you have two swords, but I kind of like the idea of having a shield, especially on the knight, because part of his thing is protecting the party. Oh, he's unparalyzed, but then confused, and then his friends split. Okay. Quick! Beat the crap out of the friend! Because the other guy still ain't doing too much. Yeah. Wait. When he split, the duplicate also had the status effect on it. That's very interesting. I definitely did not know that. Now let's finish this guy off. Oh, he split. So they can... Oh no! Azur's out of arrows. Okay, so confusion is stronger than I would have thought on these guys because they can split while confused, but then the duplicate is also confused. Interesting. Equip ice arrows. I have a shit ton of those. Alright, that one's defeated, and now hopefully I'll either paralyze or confuse this one. Confused! Paralyzed! Great! Keep at it! You cheer. Defend. Fight. Defend. Help Gatai get some more hit points back with his blood sword. While that guy can't do anything to defend himself. Skill up! Skill up! Skill up! Everybody got a skill up that time, because it was such a long battle. Hooray! And now switch back to your main defender and Aegis shield. And now we continue deeper into these ancient ruins. You guys again. Yeah. Lamia, you. Fight. 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 Yeah. And terrain. Strike first. Perfect. Ka-chunk! Alright, that one's confused. Chop up that one. And then do a little bit of damage. Oh, that was actually a big hit. Let's set ourselves up with some cheering in case they start duplicating again. Alright, the one that can defend itself is down. Ow. Dang it. Alright, beat the crap out of himself. Good. And then cheer! Loki. That was like the Konami jingle, the old Konami jingle. Cure 2. And Cure 2. Deeper into these ruins. Oh, there's a bridge. Somehow that bridge has withstood the test of time. Despite it being around water, and probably this place has probably been abandoned for centuries. So it's kind of impressive that in that dank-ass cave, that bridge has managed to survive. I guess. Strike first, perfect. Surprise arrow to the back of the head, or probably that eyeball. Why do you have 2 mouths and 1 eye instead of... Why? Why does Gadia suddenly suck? Anyway, why do these things have 2 mouths and 1 eye instead of 1 mouth and 2 eyes? It's weird. And as if that's the only weird thing about these creatures. As the 2 mouths just start biting at each other. And then I summon the... Why? Once upon a time, my geomancer was good. But then, he succumbed to some curse or some other bullshit. And now he's just hot garbage. I miss when he could do stuff. Other than just kill himself. Stop it! Stop! Why does he suck now? What happened? What changed when I slept at that inn within the game's code? What changed when I slept at that inn to suddenly have Gadia's terrain ability always fail? Azure, just fix this as best as you can with your crappy magic. Oh, 3 of them. That's very obnoxious. But we have ways of dealing with them. Confusion! Ha 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 ha! Attack! But not just confusion. Also, paralysis! No, not that one. That one. And then you... Confuse. Paralyze. At least it did something. Yes, make Gatai even stronger. Yes, duplicate your confused self into more confused guys. I'm just gonna have Daryl keep cheering, so we'll gradually overwhelm them, even if they keep splitting. And then Gatai finishes it off? Excellent. You get so little health from using the blood sword, but it's better than nothing, especially, like, it wouldn't really be worth it if I was getting beaten up in return, because I'm not killing the enemies quickly enough. But the fact that I'm able to disable them so they can't fight back makes there be far greater value in getting little bits of hit points back, because if I was getting hit, then I would just be losing all those hit points and then some, as opposed to just taking out the enemies more efficiently. But by being able to disable them and get the hit points back, just that 20 or 30 hit points every attack actually does start to build up over time. Hello, guys. You have your right thing, right? Yes. Confuse him. Attack. Attack. Terrain. Da-da-da-da. These guys split and that did no damage. Ugh. Confused. Yeah, see, when they're afflicted, they don't split. Terrain! And so because of that... Sing! Attack the weakened one. And then you... switch to your ancient sword. And attack that guy. And then you use terrain. Paralyzed. Did no damage, but prevented him from splitting. That one split, though. Confused. That one's confused. Cured. Also getting cured didn't cause him to split. Now let's just try to finish him off. Why? Oh, I wasn't able to finish him off. There we go. So they don't have too much health left. Urgh. One more valiant effort from the monster before he is slain. Lots of capacity, but no experience points. These guys don't give very many experience points because if they did, then you could get way too much experience from them duplicating. So it's balanced out by them giving a diddly squat for experience. Which also means if you don't split them at all, then you get even less. Hello, Deathclaw. We've defeated one of your kind before. Let's start by cheering. Defend. We know that paralyzing you will stop you from splitting, so Ancient Sword. And Terrain. Defend. Terrain, whack. Chop, chop, chop. And then arrows. Oh no, he's cured! But we can just do it again! And then Daryl can just continue cheering. Oh no, the ancient sword is the one that cured him this time. Okay, good. Azure saw the error of his ways, but luckily he struck the guy down. He took extra care to make sure it would be a killing blow, aiming so precisely as to strike it in the heart, wherever that thing's heart would be. Really, it was just random chance that that's where he hit. Having adjusted his aim with hope at the very last second as he saw it come back to its senses from Gatai's assault. Strike first! Arrow! Hello? Doodaloo. Confused. Terrain! Gatai, chop him up! Paralyze him. Okay, good. And now, we confuse that one. You fight that guy. You try to paralyze that guy. And Gadia, just keep doing what you're doing. Ah! I would have liked Gatai's attack to get off first, but okay. Alright, now that one's paralyzed. One of them is cured of paralysis. I don't know which. You just defend. At least getting hit by confused people doesn't also cause them to split. We've got this. Just slow and steady. Just keep confusing and paralyzing them. Oh, he missed himself! Good job! You're a credit to your race. This guy's paralyzed, so we can mess him up. Unless that had hit. Confuse that one. And then chop, 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 chop. Oh, and the paralysis didn't wear off. But that guy's confusion did. Something got cured. Probably the guy's paralysis. So you defend. Actually, you try to finish that guy off while Gatai takes his strength to him. Oh no, he's out of arrows! No! My plan has been thwarted. Now he's cured. And he's not dead. They can't make any more guys, though. Okay. You attack that. You freaking equip arrows. Attack that guy. You try to go for the killing blow there in terrain. Hopefully they're low enough. Ugh. Confused. Miss. Blah blah blah. Good job. Da 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 da. Alright. We're whittling them down. Oh, now that guy's not confused anymore. Quick, confuse him. You defend. Blood sword. Attack. And terrain. See, defending can be useful. Under very specific and weird circumstances, but still useful. Oh, he just really beat the shit out of himself. That blood on the end of his sword is his own blood. Cured, absorbed HP, that's okay. Sing, defend. you'll probably take it out if you attack. So that's fine. And you can also attack because you can paralyze. Oh, nice crit. Well, not an amazing crit, but it was a crit, so it's good. Skill up, skill up, skill up. That's the good thing about those fights. They get us a lot of skill points. Also a lot of everything except experience, which I'm okay with. I'm fine getting a ton of not experience, but a ton of other things, like capacity and money. Especially the capacity, so it can start balancing out, so I'll have an abundance of it for switching jobs when I need to. The 8th basement floor, we've come so deep. Oh! Time to depart. Now take the wheel and get going. Ho ho! We have done it! We have found the great ship, Invincible! Yay! Remember this well. If you go down that stairway, you can return to the ground. To get back aboard the airship, stand in the ship's shadow on the ground and press A. Also, press A to put the engine in high gear and fly over mountains. The B button stops flight. Take the wheel and you can fly away. Got it? Follow me. These things are like vending machines. You can buy items from them. You can also sell stuff to them somehow. Not sure how that works. I've also put a fat chocobo on board here. Come on out! Presenting the Fat Chocobo! We can rest in the bed in the back. Yeah, we. Not us. Dorga is calling. Huh? Are you leaving? Yes, the rest is up to you. First, obtain the Earth Fang, which lies in the Cave of Darkness to the north of Amur. Then come to Dorga's house. We'll have something to give you. Hang in there. Let's meet again at Dorga's house. And now we know what we must do next. We have to go to the Cave of Darkness to do this to get the Earth Fang and then head to Dorga's house to meet back up with Un and Dorga. But first, we are going to have other stuff to do. First of all, sell the black belt. I don't think that's particularly useful. Also the Elven Claw and the Gia Man. The item shop has this stuff. Let's replenish my carrot. Actually, no, let's not replenish my carrots. Because now that I have this ship, I can just buy a single carrot whenever I need to use it to summon the Fat Chocobo. And they have all this diamond stuff I don't need. White robe, black robe, which I can't use. Gaia robe, which I already have. Great. Defenders, I don't need, blah blah. Finally new weapons for the Scholar, and these are the only other weapons for the Scholar. Also Loki, which I already found in the ruins, Rune, which I found in the ruins. Good job, game, for giving me all this fancy new endgame stuff that I can buy that I already found. I could get a second Rune Bell to increase Gadia's attack power, but I would rather him keep the Earth Bell to paralyze enemies. But the Yoichi arrows, these, we will buy all of them. And they're just straight up stronger, I think significantly so. Attack 48, attack 88. Just so much better. Are they also more accurate or do more hits or anything? Attacks 5, well, my accuracy is already 99. Okay, but they're just so much better. I'm gonna sell all my other arrows. Yes, I could keep them for enemies that are weak against them, but It's not worth the inventory space for that off chance. Plus, the Yoichi arrows might wind up doing more damage anyway. I'm gonna keep the Medusa arrows, though. Those are worth keeping for emergencies because they can one-shot enemies. Also, we've got some new spells that we don't need. At least, not right now. So there we go. We have our next mission. I want to deposit a couple things in the Chocobo. You can keep all that stuff. Well, no. I'm not gonna need the freezing rod. Or really, those. The golem rod I'll keep, but I'm not gonna be needing, any of those. Anything to deposit? Not really. I want to keep the chakra helmet on me, just in case. Let's organize my stuff real quick, fill in the gaps. I'm not gonna buy more, I'm not gonna top off my arrows, because if I do need to switch Azure's job, I wouldn't be able to unequip the arrows I have on him. Because, I don't believe anyway, because I have too many arrows in my inventory to add these to the stack. At least I think it works that way. Or you just lose any excess arrows. Take off! The Invincible! The slowest piece of crap you've ever seen in your life. But it can do this! It can jump! This airship can jump to get over mountains. It can't fly over mountains. It can jump over them. And only if it's a tiny gap. Like those gaps. Up in here is the Cave of Darkness, but we don't want to do that yet. There's one or two other things we need to do first. One is more or less mandatory. It's technically optional, but if you want to survive the Cave of Darkness, you want to do it. And then there's one other side quest I'm considering doing as well before tackling the Cave of Darkness.